Hey everybody, it's Rory from ANS Gear, and we're going to look at a brand new loader from Valken today. This is the Valken VSL or Valken Switch loader. So this is a new loader from them. It is a 68 caliber loader that can be converted over to a 50 caliber loader, so you can run it either way you want. And it also comes with an insert to give you a higher capacity of paintball holding inside the loader. So it'll give you an extra 50 balls or so by just adding this insert in between. So you can put it in, put it out. It's up to you however many paintballs you want to hold or carry in the hopper at once. You can adjust that just by moving this in or out. So this is the other arm. This is your 50 cal arm that goes inside. So we'll pop it all open and we will show you how to change it. We'll show you the insides, show you where the batteries go, show you how it spins, all that jazz inside there. So let's take a look at the outside of it. It's got a good look. It's low profile. It's not too tall. It's not really fat or anything. It's kind of right along the lines of in between a rotor and a TFX in shape. Some similar lines between the two. When it comes apart, it's actually going to break right along here. So this whole top section is going to come off. You notice there is no like anti-jam thing at the bottom of it or anything like that. All that anti-jam sensing technology is built into the loader, so you don't have anything you need to pull on or worry about. If we want to pop the back open, we can lift the lid up right there. The lid is on a spring, so it's easy to get up and down. You have a release, which you pull up right there, and then you're going to push on this tab right here and push it down. So push it in and lift out. Here's our top shell right here. There are speed feeds that they're coming out with for the top, so you can change them out if you want to go with the speed feed. That'll be for a different video though. We'll talk about that later. So here's the bottom section right here. We have our bottom tray. That's just going to have our feed neck and basically holding everything else in it. And then our tray itself, or our, I guess this really isn't well, it is a tray. Well, this will be the bottom tray and then maybe the middle tray. Or this just holds all the guts. 3 AA batteries back here, and that running up to your motor, which spins the carousel here, and your sensors right here. So it is an eye activated setup. If I turn it on, you can see that the lights glowing on there, and in just like an on mode where it hasn't sensed any paintballs, it pulses. It slowly rotates like that, and it will do that until something blocks that beam right there, so the eyes aren't picking up anything anymore. That's how that works. So a sensor system, a brake beam system. But unlike the old style where it only had one receiver, you can see this one has 2 receivers over here and 1 emitter. So it's more exact. It's not just relying on one little piece over there to get it right. All right. You got 1 button on the back, just an on and off right there. And then the tray itself, to undo the tray and to get it out, you just rotate it like that, and then it will pop right out. We'll take our 50 cal tray, put it in, and then rotate into place. So it's easy to switch between the two. I don't actually think I got that locked in there. Hold on a second here. I want to make sure that everything gets into place. I'm off. I'm barely off. Maybe this needs to spin over a little further. So I can see where these pieces need to lock in. This little piece, this tab at the bottom, needs to lock into that hole down there. So I can see where my pieces need to go. I just got to make sure they get there. There's that piece. I'm having trouble backing it up. Oh, I just got to turn it. I got to back it up and then turn it into place. There we go. I just had to slide it backwards and then drop it in there. So now we've got 50 cal. So it's a wider tray that takes up the space of the 68 so that you can run the 50 cal ball in there. I'm gonna back this one out and put the 50 or the 68 back into it. There we go. And make sure everything's spinning right. and then we're going to run some paint through it. So I have two different, actually I'll put this in first, but we have two different balls we're going to run through it. Standard paint, this is just Valken graffiti right here, and then I have some Reball, and this is real Reball, not a generic or aftermarket versions, real Reball. Tends to be the most consistent and the most round. Otherwise, you get ones that are softer and they squish and things happen, they don't feed so well. So to put the bottom back in, you just really drop the tray back down in there like that. And then this is going to snap on from the top here. I found it easier when I did it earlier to put this on first, like that, and then put this tray in here. Turn it on. And then put the top on. And the top kind of has a hook. You can see that little hook right there. Hooks in like right underneath the nose. And then snaps on there. And then we lock it down. And then that's with the high capacity insert on there. It's pretty cool. So we're going to dump the paint in. I'm going to take the insert out because I don't really need it in there right now. I'm not putting in that much paint, just one pod's worth. All right, so let's clear out some space here. I'm gonna move these other colored out of the way. Move our paint over here. And get our tray here. So it's just one full pod. Now on these ones, I will need to hold my finger over the bottom so the paint doesn't spill out. On a rotor, you can get away with not putting your fingers over it and just dumping paint in, but this one you definitely need to cover the bottom. And you can see even with dumping a whole pod in, how much space I've got in there. So I can put another scoop, and then probably a little bit more. That's about right. I don't want to overfill it. Then I'm gonna turn it on. It's primed and ready to go. I'm gonna let it go, and we'll see the feed rate. And I'm not gonna kind of force anything back. I'm just gonna let it drop by itself. It's not the fastest loader that's out there, but it's consistent. It didn't skip really, didn't have any gaps in the paint. It fed it all through nicely. But it's not as fast as a rotor, but it doesn't really need to be. With paintball, the speeds of paintball these days, it's not about who can shoot this fast anymore. It's just about who can shoot well and shoot consistent. So I wouldn't worry about shooting 1,000,000 balls a second on there. Now we'll do some reball. Giant tub for the reball. Same thing though. Dump the reball in there. And then put a little bit more in. Definitely don't want to overfill with reball because that can cause some problems. So we're primed and ready to go. All right, so it does a really good job with Reball. Probably one of the better loaders. I've ran Reball through here, I don't know, probably close to 10 times now, and I haven't had a jam yet. So that is not typical of a force feeding loader. Usually you see some issues with Reball where it just doesn't like to push because they're pushing too hard. So the setup on this definitely is more accommodating for alternative ball styles. Reball being one of them. So I would definitely give it a look-see if you are doing a lot of reball play. The VSL Valken switch loader, if you have multiple guns, you have 50 cal guns, you have 68 cal guns, and you want something that will accommodate both and still be a force feeding loader and still be consistent and easy to use and expandable and all those things, check this loader out. the Valken VSL, Valken switch loader, available through the website, multiple colors. Order yours now through ansgear.com.